Yes, Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're in the Monster Manual 3.5, and we're on part 2 of the Tojanida. I'm not sure how to say it. And I've made one, and I don't love it, but I don't hate it, and we're going to paint it. So, to start out, I'm going to use this bluish-green Tuscan teal color. It's a little more blue than green, but I don't think it's going to kill us. We're going to use this to daptly lighten this thing up. Daptly, as insane. Crazy nuts. Probably not the best adverb there. We're going to hit this quick, and we're not going to make this an all-day-long ordeal. Not super excited about this mini. Less so than I am many others. Mrs. Doom is yelling at the little boys that it is dinner time, and they can't hear her because they're wearing headphones, because I asked them to be quiet. Okay, so I think that's pretty decent for what we want for our first coat there. Just touch up a couple little spots I missed. Put my Tuscan teal away and grab my hot air gun. We're done with that brush. We're going to switch to some dry brushes from this point on. Or not dry brushes, but makeup brushes. That's fairly dry. I think dry enough for what we want. So I'm going to get this piece of cardboard here that I may or may not have used for spray painting and doing some white stuff. And I'm going to get a soft brush, makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. There we go. Beautiful. And for my first coat, I'm going to create the background with a limeade color. And this is a really light kiwi looking kind of green. Or not kiwi, lime looking kind of green, I guess. And then we're just going to paint that. And we're going to try to hit most of it, but we're not going to get in the cracks and stuff, okay? We're just going to kind of lighten this guy up again. Since I spray painted it in black, it's going to require several lightening ups. And that's just kind of what happens. But we should see some interesting texture start to arrive during this stage, I'm hoping. And if we don't, we don't. But I'm already seeing some texture, and I'm thinking to myself, the shape of this thing is terrible. Concept, decent. Execution, dog shit. Now, if you don't care about the painting, you can skip to the end and see what it looks like to get an idea how you're going to paint yours. Or you can skip the rest of the video completely and go watch all my other 700 videos. Okay. There's somebody at the front door, and I think it's the poor little girl across the street who made the alchemy kit for my son. The alchemy kit was some kind of random pieces of garbage she found around the hood and other garbage that she put inside of it with some sticks and rocks. This would be ideal for making potions and soups, which is one of the favorite games they play out there. Is making potions and soups. I'm not super worried about getting the underside so well, but I want to make an effort to hit it some. Now, at this point, this should be pretty easy to dry off. So we're going to put our limeade away. We're going to hit this with the hot air gun, and I'm not going to put this brush away either, or clean it. I'm just going to leave it how it is. Looks fairly dry. I'm going to get this China blue color, and I'm going to be sparing with this. I'm going to rub it right in where my green was. See that? And create like a very pale bluish green light color. And then I'm going to start dragging it along and lightening him up immensely at this point. And you want to hit everywhere with this pretty good initially. Then we can come back and do some cleanup work later if need be. You're going to get a little more, and you're going to do it right back on the green again. Here we go. Something like that. Now we need something to green this up again, so I'm going to get a little bit of lime. Okay. And a little bit of this blue. And a little bit of white. Any white will work. Oop. Come on. Now we're going to get the blue first with a little bit of green in our brush and the white. Okay. We're going to do the fins. Okay. The head. The little claw things. Then we're going to get the blue, green, and a lot more white. And we're going to come around here, hit that. And we don't want to go overboard. Okay. If you get a little on your fins and stuff, that'll be okay. I'm going to touch a little bit of the bottom, but not too much. I'm not overly worried about it. Okay. You can be done with that brush. Now, get your medium or a light to medium green. I'm going to use marsh green. And I'm going to get a thicker, like a sloppy, kind of bigger brush, something like this, and I'm going to get water. I'm going to tap that green. I'm going to paint this upper shell like that to get it in the cracks. And I learned immediately the mistake that I made here is that I did not dry this well first. So I'm going to have to do that again. To salvage the bad job I did here, I'm just going to dab this and push around and create a little bit of a pattern. Then I'm going to dry it and try that again. All right, and I've also noticed that with that green, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to get that green. I'm going to get a little splot of it on here. I'm going to get a blue. Something kind of vivid. This is a ward blue. Oops, way too much, as I expected. Oops. So I'm going to get a teeny bit of that blue and some of that green. Something like that. And a lot of water. There we go. And you don't want to get this on the fins if you can help it. Okay. Now I get some underneath. At least dragging it out to the edges, if nothing better. Okay. I'm going to clean off any excess that's super wet. And with light color here, okay. Something like that. Now for his mouth and his eyes. First I'll do the eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to do an off-white color. And this is skeleton bone, so it's more of a beige or a tan. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use a very small brush. And I got it damp with my tongue. And I'm going to paint the orbs that are his eyes first in this beige color. And then I'm going to get an off-white. This is called Mummy Robes. And I'm going to paint the centers of those white. Off-white. Then I'm going to take those same things and I'm going to make little fake teeth in here. Okay. So I'm going to do some going this way. And then I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do some going that way. And just to simulate teeth. And these don't have to be perfect, or they have to be even. Now, for the eyes, oh shit, I leaned in paint and I got it all over the place. It's on my arm. I'm dying! I didn't realize I had paint over here. I had to wipe that up. There we go. Alright, we're almost done. We got to do the base, and we got to do some more work on the mouth. This is antique white. This is a little brighter than that last white. Not much. No, it's not brighter. Never mind. I'm just going to touch those teeth again, just to make them a little more noticeable. This isn't a phenomenally big part of the paint job, nor does it really add too much to the miniature with how light the face is, I think. Now before we do the base, let's get those eyes. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get some black paint. And I'm going to do like cat eyes, but I'm going to do them rotated 90 degrees. Then I'm going to get my black paint and a damp brush and just darken up that crack some where the mouth is. Alright, putting this brush away. Now I'm getting my size 3 brush, the Doom brush, the one that I salvaged from a Goodwill purchase and that I love with my heart and soul. And I'm getting Territorial Beige and painting the base with that. Okay. Okay. Let's air gun that. All right, let's get a yellow. And we'll get that same brush. And we'll smear that around. And we're not going to touch everywhere with this. We're just going to break it up some and smush that yellow around, okay? We're just going to create some variation, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if you manage not to get your sides painted at all, like I did, you can go ahead and hit those a little bit, but the paint's not real thick on mine, so it's not doing a great job on coverage. But it did create some pretty decent variation on my sand. And then we're going to air gun that. And for the last part, I'm going to get light color, a tan or a beige. I'm using khaki. And I'm using kind of a soft bristle brush that I can get down in there and work with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my cardboard over here. I'm going to get my paint. I'm going to make it pretty thin and wipe a lot of that off. And then I'm going to come in here and do a sort of a dry brush, I guess, on that base area. You know what they say, half-ass is better than no ass. No one says that. Now, since I already kind of screwed this base a little bit, I'm just going to drag that tan around the outer edge and use that as my finishing touch. I don't need any flock or anything. That would be cool to throw some coral down there. I don't have anything to use as coral at the moment. One of the things you can use to make really cool coral is really plasticky, firm sponges. You can just cut them and rip them with your fingers. soak them in Mod Podge and let them dry, and then snip off what you don't like. All right, so let's get some of these brushes put away, and then we'll take a look at the Tojanida. The number 3 magic brush. The Super Workhorse Paint All Big Brush. That goes over there. The size 4 bladed brush that's in dire need of soap. Holy crap. You gotta take care of your brushes, even these crappy ones, and they'll last. So, if you have something like that, get your soap in there and kind of massage it in. You can use your fingers if you wanted to. Massage that in all the way up to the blade, which is like the metal part that I'm calling that the blade. I don't know what that's actually called. And then you want to use clean water to clean it out. I didn't have clean water. I had my dirty rinse water, but it'll be cleaner than it was. Then I had that one last soft Dollar Tree makeup brush I was using. Sweet. I'd like to thank everybody that was supportive over the Black Friday sale. That really was awesome. We were so glad to have so many new subscriptions, and we're really glad that that worked out. Here's the Tojanida, or Tojanito, Tojanito, however you say it. Not one of my favorite builds, but it wasn't horrible to do, and I actually kind of enjoyed myself. You can too make one for you and show it to us. Come on our Discord and show it. There's a link in the description for that probably, and there's a link to the website so you can buy miniatures. Not these ones I'm making here in the shop, guys. Real Dungeon Swag minis, high quality minis, bendy, beautifully detailed. Oh, let me show you. This is one of the ones out of our November box. It's a demon. Absolutely badass. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't do drugs. Stay in school.